So guys, here we are with the legendary Funkaj Agenda. Thanks a lot for your valuable time. So, how do you feel like being in Pune?
I mean, I love it. I think, you know what, I think I've actually stayed at this hotel before as well, because I remember coming down here and having breakfast, so it's kind of weird. I sort of walked in and I was like, I'm sure I've done this before, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's always good to come to India. That's one of my favorite
So speaking
places.
about your breakfast, you recently tweeted that you love Indian breakfast. So what did you eat which you liked?
You know what, I was trying to remember what they were called. There's this soup kind of thing that begins with S, and then these little rice cakes. I think they're called idli.
Idli sambar.
Yeah.
Idli sambar. Yeah.
I've had that every morning.
Okay, Funk, how are we gonna put Funk Agenda, an innovative producer or a musical pioneer in technology? How you go with that? I mean, how you take yourself?
I mean, I just do what I do. You know, like I like to make music. I fell into what I do like accidentally, really, and you know, like more recently, I've taken a step back from DJing because I wanted to spend some really like valuable time in the studio. I feel like you know, a lot of the times now, because producers earn most of their money from DJing, because like no one ever pays for any music anymore. Then like you tend to find that a lot of the music sounds rushed.
So, have you ever heard any Indian track and you like Indian music? No?
Yeah. I mean,
something like that?
No, I mean, like when I've played festivals like Supersonic and Sunburn and stuff before, I've mixed in like little bits of A.R. Rahman and people like that, and you know, like because like, you know, that sort of stuff permeates into popular culture.
So do we see Funk Farm coming up again? I mean, because like
I doubt I'll relaunch Funk Farm, just, you know, as a brand, just because it was a sound of a particular time, and like that sound doesn't really exist anymore.
So you are planning for a new label? I mean?
I'm kicking around a few ideas. I'm gonna start releasing stuff on an idea I had called open source music, which is basically I'm not going to charge people for the music, because they're only going to steal it anyway. And also when I release the tracks, I'm also going to give away all the remix parts for the track with every single release.
I think one more thing I just want to ask you, is the industry so dark? I mean, basically that there are so many producers going to depression, there's so many things.
That's because the industry is awful. It's an awful industry. Like there's no focus anymore on the music. The focus is solely on personalities and social media, and you know, you know, I'm not going to obviously like name any names, but there are DJs who have like risen from being like nobody to like the number one DJ in the world or whatever in the space of 12 months. Bullshit. It's not possible. It's not possible. It's just a very calculated media campaign, and that's not like people can, you know, like a lot of the producers that you see who are going through depression and stuff at the moment, the reason that they're going through that depression is because they work their asses off to be good at what they do, and then people who are like not even 5% as good as them, you know, are throwing money out there to buy tracks off people and paying for votes and paying for Beatport number ones and getting big. And it's like an exercise in futility. It's so difficult to get somewhere now by just being good at what you do.
Okay, one more thing. I mean, you wrote a track called One Day at a Time.
Yes.
What was the inspiration?
stand here tonight and say that I'm 20.
You writing a track.
That I'm well into my
I mean, it was
21st
just
year.
it was about people's struggles with addiction and depression, and you know, like just basically trying to help people through some dark times. You know, like I've been through dark times, and I wanted to help other people go through those. And I've got a lot of really positive feedback about that track itself, and how good it makes people feel. So. think in the case of big room music, I think there's very little quality music out there. I think some of it is like absolutely atrocious. I mean, some of the worst music some of the worst dance music I've ever heard has come out over the last like 2 or 3 years. There are some really creative people who are also big. I mean, like, you know, as much as it's not necessarily like, say, my scene, but like if you listen to the music that people like, you know, sort of like Diplo is making or whatever, like it's very creative music. You know, it's not my sort of thing. Like I don't fucking twerk, so it's like it's useless to me. But it's really like sonically, it's interesting. The sounds that they use, the way that they lay things out, it's very cool. But then, you know, the flip side of that is there are other people out there who are, you know, playing these big EDM festivals and stuff, and it's just like the same shit over and over and over and over again. And it's like, you know, everybody fucking jump, fuck off. Like, you know, honestly, like if you can't make a record that makes people jump without you having to tell them to fucking jump, then it's a shit record.
Yeah.
Like, end of story. So I don't listen to a lot of dance music, really. And when I do, it tends to be a lot more underground. You know, like I find that a lot of underground music is really good. But I like anyone who throws a bit of creativity into it. I like to hear people have tried in their tracks. You know, like I like to hear people who've pushed a boundary in some way.
When you finish a song, is there any way you celebrate when you finish a song?
Is there a way that I celebrate when I finish I go, thank fuck I finished that song.
Like, do you groove to do a jump when you finish a
No.
song?
I mean, like I tend to listen to it over and over and over and over and over again. Then I stop and I leave it for a couple of days. Then I put it back on and I listen to it over and over and over again, and just to make sure that, you know, that initial feeling wasn't premature and that like I have actually finished the song. And then once I'm positive, I just put it to bed and I move on to the next one. You know, I think if you spend too much time, you know, indulging yourself in your own successes, like you forget about the fact that, you know what, the game isn't over yet. You still, you know, you've just done level 1. You've got to keep going. I've never stopped producing music. I mean, right at the moment, you know, I'm focusing on getting really good in the studio again. Like, you know, like I'm spending a lot of time really honing what I do, like because like I don't want to be like good. I want to be great.